Welcome to the Joy Inspire TV, a place your mindset is challenged, your spirit is lifted, and your journey to a better life truly begins. Here at the Joy Inspire TV, we believe in empowering your wellness, your wisdom, and wealth, so you can live fully and shine brighter each day. In this new series, we will be handling one of our main pillars, which is wellness. Under this, we shall be discussing the topic, diabetes. We shall be looking at what it means, the causes, and the way we are supposed to live our lives as people in order to avoid predicaments. So grab a notebook, share this with someone you care about, and get ready, because what is coming will definitely change your life. So we are going on a commercial break. We will be right back. Welcome back from the commercial break. So now we will dive into today's topic. Why the need for this education? 1. Self-management. Yes, you have to be able to monitor your blood sugar levels. 2. You have to administer your own medications. Again, you have to change your lifestyle. And this education will help you do that. Again, prevention of complications. Yes, this education will help you understand the risk and take steps to prevent complications like kidney damage, heart diseases, and nerves damage. Again, it will help you improve health outcomes. Yes, you heard me right. Improved health outcomes. Yes, you will live a better life than before by living a healthier life. Yes, so now, what really diabetes is what we are coming to discuss. So, have you heard of diabetes before? Yes, I believe you might have heard it before. But then, do you know that there are millions of people out there living with diabetes, but you don't know? Yes, it is unless the situation has worsened that they are being taken to the hospitals for the doctors to diagnose them as diabetes patients. Yes, that is when they get to know. Okay, so now let us understand what diabetes is. When we say diabetes, what is it? So it is a chronic disease. Yes, a chronic disease which occurs as a result of your body not responding to the insulin being produced, or better still, the insulin being produced not being enough for the body to use. Again, it could be as a result of your immune system eating up the beta cells that is being produced in the pancreas. Yes, that is what diabetes is. Don't worry, I know you realize that I was speaking big words. You heard of insulin, you also heard of what chronic diseases is. I'm explaining it right away. So chronic diseases, it is a type of diseases which cannot be cured, but then it can be managed. Yes, and when we talk about insulin, insulin is a hormone that is produced in the pancreas by cells which are called beta cells. Yes, so now, how do we check our glucose or our sugar? So what we use to check our sugar is called glucometer, or the machine used is glucometer. Okay, so now we will be looking out for the ranges or figures that we get. When we go to the clinic, that's diabetic clinic, we do hear of fasting blood sugar and then random blood sugar. So let us see what the fasting blood sugar really is. When we talk about fasting blood sugar, when we go to the hospital, when we go to where they triage, or better still, where they check our vitals and other things, they do ask you, have you eaten or you've not eaten? So when you say you've not eaten, they continue to ask, when was the last time you took in food? So this is done only when you ate 8 hours before coming to the hospital. Yes, and then when they check for you, the ranges should be between 3.9 to 5.5 millimole per liter, or better still, 70 to 99 milligram per deciliter. Yes, let us move on to what random blood sugar is. So when they say random blood sugar, this one deals with you eating before going to the hospital, or you being at the hospital and then you've eaten. So when you eat, we check blood sugar most of the time when ranging for 2 hours. That's after you eat, within 2 hours, your blood sugar might probably rise because you have eaten. But after 2 hours, it will be stabilized. That's when we check for random blood sugar. And the normal person should receive less than 7.8 millimole per liter. Those with type 1 diabetes, they should get less than 9 millimole per liter. And the type 2 diabetes should get 8.5 millimole per liter. Yes, I know you'll be asking me where from these types. Don't worry. I am now coming to dive into the types for you. So, there are 3 types of diabetes. One is type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and we have gestational diabetes. So, let me explain what type 1 diabetes really is. So, type 1 diabetes occurs when your body's immune system fights the beta cells that produces insulin in your pancreas. Yes, they fight them by themselves, and such people, they mostly depend on insulin pumps or insulin injections. Yes, so let's move to type 2 diabetes. These are the people that their body cannot recognize the insulin being produced, or better still, the insulin being produced by the body not being enough. So with these people, most of the time when they go to the hospital, they are being monitored or they are being managed with insulin injections and then some medications. The injections go with when they are at the extreme end. Yes, and most of the time too, it is as a result of their lifestyle that causes diabetes type 2. Okay, so now let's talk about the third one, which is gestational diabetes. When we talk about gestational diabetes, what does it mean? Mostly this occurs during pregnancy. Women who are pregnant mostly get this type of diabetes. It is when the body is not being sensitive enough to the insulin being produced in the body. But one good thing is that in the end, after the childbirth, this issue goes away. But the unfortunate thing is that the possibility of such people becoming diabetic patients in the future is very high. Yes, so you need to be more careful. So now, let us dive into warning signs and symptoms of diabetes. 1. When you realize a person has consistent thirst and frequent urination. Most of the time, such people, every minute they want to drink water, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they are drinking water, and the very moment they finish drinking the water, urination follows. Right after drinking water, they go out to urinate. Every second they drink water, they go out to urinate. When such things start happening to you, it should draw your attention that you have to check yourself. Secondly, unusual tiredness. Yes, most of the time they are like, I'm tired, I need rest. The very moment they get up right from bed, they say they are tired, their bodies ache them. Yes, I know one woman, she is one of my friends, and she's a diabetic patient. And this is the case that for her, when she wakes up and she's tired, she'll be like, Hattie, I'm tired, oh my body aches, my palm, my feet, they are aching me, then I'll be like, mommy, you know it is the condition, sorry, you'll be fine, okay? Yes, what matters is that you take good care of yourself and everything will be fine. Yes, again, when you realize that there is slow healing wounds, yes, because infections can cause such things. Those who are likely to get diabetes are those that when they get wound, it could take like a month, 2 months. So when you get wounded and you realize that it has really kept long, it should draw your attention that you have to take it to the hospital to see what is going on in your body. Yes. Another one is blurred vision. Yes, some people, they will say that it's like of late, when I see people, I see them to be like shadow. When I see people, it's like they are not the people that I'm thinking. They see sticks and they see it to be like snakes. Yes, when you realize that your vision is not clear, you see things shabby, you see things being darkened, you should draw your attention that you have to go to the hospital and find out what is wrong with you. Unexpected weight gain and loss. Yes, all of a sudden you start losing weight. You have gone lean all of a sudden. You should draw your attention. When all of a sudden you eat your normal eating, morning, afternoon, evening, you eat your normal. Initially, it wasn't happening that all of a sudden, boom, you've grown fat. But then all of a sudden, you realize that you are just bloating, you are becoming fat. Not that you have increased the quantity of your eating, but then the same size, you should draw your attention that you have to go and check what is wrong with you, because it is not normal. Again, I want to dash you this bonus. That is also a warning sign. Most of the time, some people like urinating on the ground a lot. Yes, it is sometimes good, because when you go and then urinate, maybe in an hour time or something, you should go back and check how far, because sometimes those that are developing diabetes, or they have diabetes, when they urinate, there is glucose or sugar in their urine. So after urinating, you go and come back and you realize that ants have formed around your urine. You should draw your attention that you have to go to the hospital for checkup. Yes, let us now go to the causes and risk factors. Yes, what could be the cause? What can make you get diabetes? 1, family history. Of course, probably you've heard that your great-grandmother died as a result of diabetes. Your grandmother also died same. Your mother. It should prompt your attention, or it should draw your attention that you have to check yourself so that the possibility of you getting will be reduced. Yes, sedentary lifestyle. I know a lot of people that they like eating late in the evening, around 10, or let me say 9, 10, 11, they eat, and not eating even light foods. They eat bangkung and the rest, and after eating now they go to bed, they go and sleep. This thing or this lifestyle, you should be careful and mindful after it, or after be mindful of it. Next one is high blood pressure. Yes, it is said in the hospital that people who are HPT patients or who are hypertensive are likely to get diabetes. So hypertension and diabetes goes hand in hand. Yes, unhealthy diets. Some people like junky foods. Yes, such as, you know them, chinchinga, the pizzas, and I'm not saying it is not good. It is good, but we should be careful. We have sugary drinks. There are a lot of people who like sugary drinks. You put sugary drink and then natural juice there, and they will go for that one because they like sugar. But it should draw your attention that you are going somewhere. Such even sugary drinks, they've written carbonated. How can you imagine, or can you imagine we bringing out or breathing out carbon dioxide, and you're going to buy a drink which contains carbon? Let it draw your attention. And then fats and meats. Yes, some people they go and buy bread and they would like to put in more margarine Yes, but be careful. Meat, they want the fatty part. Yes, but be careful. Again, there are certain drugs that when we take, you should know that if care is not taken, you could get such drugs like olanzapine. Yes, this one mostly it is given to those who have psychiatric issues. Yes, and then another one is glucocorticoids. Yes, such drugs, they can cause that as well. Okay, now so let us look at the prevention and healthy lifestyle tips. Yes, we should eat good food, that is healthy eating habits. Yes, such foods, or some of the diabetic patients, some foods that they are supposed to eat as one, grains. Yes, you have to make sure they eat wheat, they have to eat local rice. Yes, and then not forgetting Tom Brown and the rest. Yes, again, fruits, you have to give them a lot of fruits, such as pear, such as how should I say it, grapes. You know what grapes can do, right? Yes, it is very good for our health, whether you are a diabetic patient or not. You should be eating at least, if not at all, once in a week, and when you get a grape to eat, it will be better for you. Yes, we have oils that they take as well, the diabetic patients take as well. You could give them palm oil. You could also give them coconut oil. These two oils are good for them. Yes, they are good for them. Note that they should avoid spicy foods. I know there's one woman that I always use her as an example, but then no names. Yes, this my mommy. She likes eating Kobe. Yes, and then kako, the salted fish. Yes, those ones, she likes taking them a lot, even though she is a diabetic patient. But then I'll be like, mommy, and she'll be like, oh, once a while, if I take this, then nothing will happen. Then I'll tell her, mommy, you know your condition, and you know the good things that are for you, are supposed to be your side. So why then are you taking in such? Sometimes I'll have to educate her again, and she'll remember and she will stop. We have to reduce sugary intake of drinks. Yes, those carbonated drinks and stuff. But then we have to prepare our own sobolo or fruit drinks for them. Yes. So now I want to share something nice with you. So most of the time when we go to diabetes clinics or diabetic clinics, we hear a lot of terminologies that they use. I want to share or discuss all of it, and we'll be done. So now, the first word that most of the time when we go there we hear is hypoglycemia. We hear the doctor saying hypoglycemia or hypo. So what is this hypoglycemia? So it is when you have low blood glucose levels. Yes, or better still, your glucose levels drop below the normal. And I've explained the normal to you and the ranges already. Yes, there are the ranges that each and every hospital use. Some people, they do say that when you are 3.9, they should start administering drugs for you because they think it is hypo, or at that time your sugar has gone down. Some people also do say that 3 millimole per liter means that you are going hypo and you need immediate attention. So then, what are the signs that a person is going hypo or the sugar has gone down? 1, when you realize that the patient is shaking. You know your patient, you know your sibling, you know your parent. All of a sudden, you know that the person is diabetic patient, and all of a sudden the person starts shaking. You realize that the person is shaking. It should draw your attention that she has moved from her normal state to an abnormal state, and hence she needs attention. Again, when you realize that they are shaking, sweating follows. You see that they will be sweating, not doing any work, but they are sweating already. there will be fun on them, but still they will be sweating. It should draw your attention that something is going on in the person's body. Again, sometimes they become confused. They will now be asking, are we in the afternoon or it's already in evening? I don't know, can you check the time for me? They become confused. They will see you and they will be mentioning another person's name to you. It should draw your attention that that's not the normal person that you used to know. There's something wrong. You have to act fast. Again, there's loss of consciousness. That's when it becomes extreme. They lose conscious. So you have to take note. So now, what is the treatment for hypoglycemia? Firstly, when the person is in the house, if you have fruit juice, yes, quickly you give the person fruit juice to drink. Yes, fruit juice. Again, glucose. Yes, the glucose that I'm talking about it could be the one that the athletes they take in. They run and come, and then sometimes they pour it into their hands, they lick it, and they are good to go. It gives instant energy. So when you give them such, it can help them a lot. And then again, anything sugary. So if you are not getting fruit juice, you are not getting glucose, of course, you can give the person any sugary juice, which is the carbonated drinks if possible. Yeah, because that is what is around at that moment to sustain the person. Okay, so then we move to the next one that they mostly talk about, which is hyperglycemia. Yes, hyper. So the first one was hypo, and this one is hyperglycemia. So this occurs as a result of high blood glucose levels, or glucose levels rises above the normal. What could be the cause of your blood sugar rising above the normal one that we all know? What is the cause? 1. Inadequate insulin dosage. Yes, you know the doctor has told you that take 5 units, and then you'll be like, 5, when I take 5, my body aches, I become too weak, so let me take 2 or 3. The injection is very painful, please reduce the quantity for me. Be careful, you might go or you might get hypoglycemia. Again, illness. Yes, such people, when they fall sick, the very moment they fall sick, their glucose starts to rise and go on because of the infections that they get. It keeps on going high and going high and going high each day anytime they fall sick. And then stress is another thing. Yes, sometimes when they think too much, they become worried a lot, stress, everything. It makes their sugar to start rising, or their glucose in the blood to rise. Consuming too much carbohydrates. They know they are not supposed to take carbohydrates, but here is the case that they take in bamboo. Yes, they eat bamboo, they eat cassava and then maize, which shouldn't be so. If they want fufu, of course they can use the plantain, and not the right plantain because it contains natural sugar. But then the unripe plantain, it is good for them. You can use it to pound fufu when they like fufu. Yes. Now let us go to the signs. The signs of hypoglycemia. 1. Increased thirst. Every minute they want to drink water. Every minute they want to drink water. Yes, and when you give them the water, that moment, urination follows. They drink water, they go to pee. They drink, they go, they drink, they go, they drink, they go. That is what happens to them when they start going hyper, or they become hyper, they get hyperglycemia. Again, fatigue. When their sugar rises, they feel tired, they feel that their body is aching with them. This my madam that I'm talking about, she always knows, and I'm happy for her because since she has been with this illness for almost 20 years or over 20 years. So she knows how to adjust to her body, how to adjust her body when she's going hypo, when she's going hyper. And sometimes she'll be like, oh, her body is aching her. And I'll be like, mommy, sorry, okay, everything will be fine. Yes, and such people too, they get blurred vision. So when you realize that, they come and then they are saying that they can't see you. Well, most of the time they start getting this how should I say it? We say it in our local language as impin. Yes. So they start coming out from their eyes. They can't see well. Yeah, because of the sugar going high. And then sometimes too, when they check their sugar levels in the with the glucometer, it gives them high. That's the HI. So that means high. The machine will just write HI. That means the sugar the sugar in the blood has gone extreme. So sometimes the machine will write diabetic ketoacidosis. Yes. So such thing, how can you treat it? One, you have to administer insulin. The very moment you realize that their sugar has gone high, you quickly administer insulin. So they know where you can give their insulin: on their shoulder, at the lower abdomen, or on their thighs. That is where we give their insulin. So you give them insulin. Or the very moment you realize it, you have to start giving them more water, because they are urinating a lot. Because if they urinate a lot and you don't give water, they will dehydrate. You have to monitor their blood sugar levels closely. So then when you realize it and you administer the drugs, and then you administer what you are supposed to give them, you hydrate them, you have to monitor their sugar every minute. You go and check, maybe probably 20 or 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You have to check it closely. And if you realize that the sugar cannot be raised, cannot be reduced, my dear, you quickly take the person to the hospital for immediate treatment. Yes, so another point is diabetic coma. Yes, you heard me. Diabetic coma. So what happens in here? So it is a threatening complication. Yes, this one is a threatening complication of diabetes that occurs when blood glucose levels are either too high or too low. What could be the cause? One, uncontrolled diabetes. We have some people that they know they are diabetic patients, but they will never take their medications. And they could become hypoglycemia. They could get diabetic coma, or they can better still, they will go hypo or hyper. Yes. Secondly, they are able to, when those that miss insulin doses, yes, you miss your dose, you know you are supposed to take injections before eating and then after eating. Those that their own are extreme, yes, but then they decide not to take it. Such people, most of the time when they go to the hospital, then the nurses do say that they have defaulted. Yes, sometimes you hear them saying she has defaulted. So this is when the person missed their insulin injections. They don't take them. They don't take their drugs as well. So infections could also be a cause of diabetic coma. Yes. So when they get wounds and they refuse to take it to the hospital, it becomes infected. And remember, I told you that when they fall sick, illness can let their sugar to rise high. Yes. So infections could be another cause. Yes, there are certain medications that they take that can also let you get this illness, which is diabetic coma. Yes. So example of such is glucocorticoids, olanzapine, HIV medications, beta blockers, which will worsen the case. Yes. And then some of the drugs of HPT patients, so they take in certain drugs that can raise their blood sugar. Yes. So now we'll move to the next one, which is insulin coma. What then is insulin coma? Insulin coma, it's a severe low blood sugar that can occur in people who take in insulin. So what is the cause of such things? One, when they take in too much insulin. Yes, there are a lot of people that say that I don't want a situation whereby my sugar will rise high, and I don't want that. I don't want anything bad to happen to me. Hence, let me take too much of the insulin. The doctor will tell you that take 5 units, but when you go home, you choose to take 7. Why? Because you don't want to go, or you don't want to go hyper. So you take in too much insulin, which doctor didn't tell you to do so. Again, they said they don't want their sugar to go high, so they skip their meals. Of which, when they go to the hospital, they advise them that, mommy, take in between meals. Daddy, take in between foods, in between meals. But when they come home, they decide that no, when I eat in the morning, afternoon I will not eat. I'll eat in the morning, in the evening. Sorry. So this should prompt you that such people are likely to get insulin coma. Again, intense physical activities without adjusting insulin dose. Yes, they always advise them that when they wake up in the morning, they should try and do exercise. They should go about exercising themselves. When you exercise, it reduces the sugar in your bloodstream. But there are some people who do that, and they will realize that they will check their sugar and it has gone low in the blood, and they will still take in the same quantity that they take, which they know definitely that it will let them go high, but they will do it in any way. Okay, so now let us see the treatment for insulin coma. 1, my dear, just rush them to the hospital. That is what I can tell you. When you realize that someone has gotten insulin coma, please rush the person to the hospital, because most of the time they can't take anything by mouth. So you rush them to the hospital. So now let us look at how do we live with diabetic patients. 1, we have to educate them on the importance of medication adherence. You have to explain to them why they have to take these drugs. Yes, and when they are always on track, when they're taking their medications and stuff, it helps so that some of their nerves will not be damaged, they will not get any heart diseases and the likes. Again, you have to educate them, or you have to help them to be tracking their sugar regularly. That's why they always advise them to get the glucometer for themselves with the strips, so that when they are in the house, they will be checking. So that when they are going hypo, they will know. Going hyper, they will know. And then those around them, you should help them by managing stress. You don't have to put more stress on them. When you realize that they are becoming stressed out, you help them out. You talk to them. You make them feel that they are loved. Again, we have to build a supportive system. So example is that, like the family. The family are supposed to most of the time be around them, encourage them, make them feel home. And then the community also. Sometimes such people, they go out and they will start ridiculing them that, hey, don't you know that this person is a diabetic patient? I don't want to go closer to them. It's no good. And then sometimes we believe in faith and other things, you have to support them, you have to encourage them that this is not the end. They will be fine. Everything will be okay. When you educate them, you talk to them, all these things will go well for them. I'm ending here with this, that diabetes is not a death sentence, but then it is awareness, and small daily choices can save lives. Thank you. Okay, so then Vicks Medical Supplies is sponsoring our show today. Yeah, she's sponsoring us, and we are thanking her very much. They are at Kaswa, Accra, Ghana. Yes, and Sister Vic is celebrating her birthday today. She's right here watching us. Happy birthday, Sister Vic. Okay, so they supply a lot of medical goods. They supply glucometer, breast watch, they have scrubs, they have Crocs, anything concerning medical or medicine, you'll get here. Please call Sister Vic on 050-9877-800. 050-9877-800. Again, we have Frank Riafi in our midst. He is also watching us live. Today is his birthday. He is inside Winneba University. Frank, happy birthday. We pray that the Lord will be your guide. The Lord will help you. Grant all of you your heart desires. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so thank you for staying with us till the very end of this series. I hope this series has overall inspired, challenged, and uplifted you. Remember, at the Joy Inspire TV, we believe in empowering your wellness, wisdom, and wealth. So, you can live fully, you can live happily, and shine brighter each day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, take what you've learned and put it into practice. Until we meet again in our next series, keep growing, keep believing, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. I am Henrietta Chris Apia, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.